Hey everyone, welcome back to another adventure. Today I'm on the Culbert Ridge Trail, going up to the Black Mountain Crest Trail. It is considered a very hard trail. I'm going to be coming back down the Buncombe Horse Trail. So I've done this twice before. First time in 2018, second time 2021 with a friend. I recorded it on the channel. Going in the counterclockwise direction today. I've done it in both directions. I think it's about 4,000 feet elevation gain. I'll post all that in the description. It's only 13.5 miles, but it's a butt kicker. All the trails that lead up to Mount Mitchell are tough. So this is going to be an overnight trip, unless I feel like heading out tonight. But Maple Camp Bald is the destination, one of my favorite camping spots. Great view up there. Let's get this journey on. One thing I like about this trail, it's well groomed, well cared for. They definitely, people do definitely enjoy these trails, even though they're difficult. But I would say you don't have to worry about crowds on this trail, as the trailhead parking only holds about 3 cars. Maybe 4 if you're squeezed tight. So I parked down the road a little bit alongside the South Toe River. Had a little pull out. So anyway, this is going to be a loop hike, as I stated earlier, using 3 trails. Culbert Ridge to start, getting on Black Mountain Crest Trail, coming back down Buncombe Horse Trail. Like I said, I've done it twice before, but I was looking for something difficult for training purposes. It's starting to get more difficult now. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't do it also. But this area got a lot of damage from Hurricane Helene almost 2 years ago, and it's just recently recovered for the most part. Although there are conflicting reports online that state this trail is still closed. But if you go to all trails, you can see the reviews say that it's open with some down trees further along the trail. So I'll be sure to present all of that in the video. You'll have to excuse me. The trail's getting steeper now, so it's challenging me more. I'm only 1.6 miles in 43 minutes. Definitely slowed down my pace. Trail's gotten really steep as I remember it, but again, I've only gone up it once. And just be forewarned, if you want to do this loop, Culbert Ridge is the harder of the two to go up, between this and the Buncombe Horse Trail. This is definitely harder. That's not easy though. Buncombe Horse Trail's not easy, it just has switchbacks. Whereas this is pretty much a straight assault on the mountain. You can see that terrain, it just goes straight up. So I don't know how much elevation I've gained already. I'll check that in a little bit, but it is definitely a butt kicker, man. Great training though for harder hikes and longer hikes. All right, finally 2 miles in just an hour. So my pace has definitely slowed down to 1.9 miles per hour. And I've already gained 1,400 feet elevation, so that's why it's slowed down so much. It was definitely a lot harder than the hike I did last week. So there's the Black Mountains before you, folks. As beautiful as ever. This is the first view on the Culbert Ridge Trail. As you get up to Deep Gap on the Black Mountain Crest Trail. There's no view at Deep Gap unless you go up a little bit on the Black Mountain Crest Trail in either direction, to Winter Star Mountain to the right, which would be north, or I think it's Gibbs Mountain just past it. I have to double check that, but there's peaks of views up and down the Black Mountain Crest Trail. 3 miles in and approaching 5,000 feet elevation. Trail's getting steeper. Just wanted to note on how the forest is transitioning from deciduous trees and rhododendrons to a conifer forest, which is more typical of southern Appalachia. These trees are more hardy to grow in this colder subalpine environment, climate. All right, even at 5,500 feet elevation, you can see how parts of the trail are overgrown here. It's like a jungle. It doesn't matter how high you go. You can be 6,000 feet here in North Carolina and the trail gets overgrown by this time of year. All right, finally made it to the crest trail from Colbert Ridge, and it was 3.9 miles with 3,000 feet elevation gain, so quite the butt kicker. Slowed me down to 1.7 miles per hour. So yeah, it was no joke. I told you I was out of shape last week, but we're getting there because this is a conditioning hike. All right, don't think for a minute, just because you made it to Deep Gap, that it's any easier going up this Black Mountain Crest Trail. I still have another 1,000 feet of climbing because you're at about 5,800 feet at Deep Gap campsite, and then you got to climb up to almost 6,600 feet. So anyway, I'm not looking forward to it. Deep, dark pine forest that the Black Mountain Crest Trail is known for. And I'm over 6,000 feet here on the ridge. Check that out. It looks like a landslide. I don't remember if that was there last time. How you guys like caves? It's not really a cave, it's just a rock overhang, but it's still pretty nice. There's a lot of these in southern Appalachia. All right, hopefully the trail's not in bad shape down here after reading that. There have been no obstacles on Colbert Ridge or the Black Mountain Crest Trail though so far. And last year I went up to, not Deep Gap, CeeLo Knob, and there were no obstacles going that way either. But from CeeLo Knob to Deep Gap, I don't know what it's like. Or from this point to Mount Mitchell, but I assume it's clear from this point to Mount Mitchell because I've seen people hiking it online on Instagram and Facebook, so I know that much is clear. But I don't know what the condition of the rest of this loop is like once I get onto the Buncombe Horse Trail. Beautiful coming down this Big Tom Spur Trail to Maple Camp Bald. I wonder if I'm gonna have any neighbors. Anybody camping there? I know the first time I went there, I had neighbors with a big dog. Yeah, I still remember that 8 years ago. People are like, how do you remember that stuff? I just do. And then the other time I camped there with my friend back 3 years later, 2021. So this will be the third time if I do decide to camp there. See if conditions are favorable. And if I still get the itchy leg syndrome, I might keep moving, because it'll only be another 6.5 miles to finish. Sometimes I just like to hike, I don't always feel like camping. So that's why I turned these hikes into day hikes. And I've camped on this, or backpacked this twice. So it'll be the first time doing it in a day hike, if I did. All right, folks, if you ever wonder why you see people like me hiking with these trekking poles, they're not walking sticks. I guess some people call them that, but they just saved me, because I just fell twice coming down this Big Tom spur. Look at how that is. I mean, I don't think I fell the first time I went down it, and the second time I went up it, but it is just treacherous with really big steps for, rocks that are just big steps down. And I did fall twice, but luckily the trekking pole saved me from getting hurt, because I landed pretty hard despite having this to break my fall. So anyway, that's just one thing that helps me, because I broke my ankle back in 2017 and I didn't think I'd ever use these things, but that's what I asked for Christmas when I started recovering and getting back into hiking, and they've been a lifesaver. I don't use them on every hike. A lot of day hikes I don't use them. I like to be without them so I could run or whatever and not feel encumbered by them, but for backpacking, they're a lifesaver. This is kind of what the presidential traverse in New Hampshire was like last year. Big steps down, big rocks. Treacherous. Sometimes I have a tendency to walk a little too fast down these trails too. I need to slow down when it comes to these tricky sections like this. See, that's the way it is pretty much the whole way down for 4/10 of a mile. Well, now you see how thick the vegetation is on the Buncombe Horse Trail this time of year. It's definitely easier to traverse than that Big Tom spur, but it's level and it's got some rocks, but they're not too bad. Just where they're hidden by grass, you see how high the grass is. It conceals some of the rocks. So you just have to watch your footing where it's deep ruts like that. But I'm trying to remember where the water was. I didn't know if it was past Big Tom Spur or on the way to Big Tom Spur from Maple Camp Log. So if I don't find water, I'm not going to be a happy camper, because I only have like 10 or 12 ounces left. And if that's the case, there's no water near camp. And camp's like almost another mile away. I won't be able to camp because I need water. So I'll be hiking out. Unless I do find water, which I'm hoping it'll be one of these dried up streams, if I remember correctly. It was in a grassy cove area somewhere in this vicinity. It was just coming down from the mountain there. Anyway, hopefully I'll find it. This is very beautiful over here on the Buncombe Horse Trail. It's one of my favorite trails near Mount Mitchell, because it's more open, you get better views, and it's easy. Definitely recommend it for a beginner, but unfortunately the parking areas are away from this trail, so you're still going to have to climb up to get to this trail, at least all the points of access that I'm aware of. Although they're not as hard as the Black Mountain Crest Trail, Mount Mitchell Trail, Culbert Ridge Trail, Woody Ridge Trail, or any of the other trails in this area. Look at that. Beautiful. Man, it's so beautiful. I really want to camp here now. Bummer, I didn't find any water. There was a very slight trickle back parallel to the Big Tom Spur, almost parallel to it, but it didn't really have much of a flow at all. I guess we're still under what we should be for this time of year as far as rain. But damn, this is beautiful. I forgot how good it was. Like I said, I've camped here twice, so now it's making me want to stay the night. And it's late too. It's like 7 o'clock, so. But it is the longest day of the year, so I'll probably have almost another 2 hours of sunlight. All right, so I've come upon another stream since I'm not staying the night at Maple Camp Bald. About 0.2 of a mile away from it. Going down the trail here, and this is what the streams look like here on the ridge. Barely moving. Dried up, muddy. Yeah, we do need more rain, evidently. So anyway, and like I said, I only have about 10 ounces of water. There is water going down the trail because I can't remember the name of this creek. Maple Camp Creek or something like that. It's a tributary of the South Toe River. Anyway, I remember when we came up this and going down it that it's got a good flow and it shouldn't be dry because it had a bunch of little waterfalls on it one time when I went exploring on it. So anyway, but that's going to be too far away to go back and camp. So I'm just going to get some water, satisfy my thirst because I am thirsty. I've been sweating profusely and it takes a lot to make me sweat. But this trail is no joke. It is tough. So if you come out here, come prepared. And like I said, I'm still getting in shape. But this trail, even though I'm just day hiking it, first time for everything, it's done what I needed it to. And it's whipped me into shape. So even though it would have been nice to spend the night, I just have to come back. Sometimes I don't like to come back too frequent unless it's been a while. So it may be a while before I come back. Here's the first sign of storm damage. But thankfully the Forest Service came out here and cut the trees back. So, but you can see there's a bunch of timber here from where they came out and used chainsaws and cut them from the trail. Thank you, Forest Service. Once again, you guys are great. But yeah, the trail's been in great condition. So, and I'm about 2 miles into this Buncombe Horse Trail from Maple Camp Bald. More than that, but from Maple Camp Bald, I'm about 2 miles in. And this is all I've seen so far of storm damage. I only have 2 miles left. I'm 11.5 miles in and I am beat. This has been kicking my butt. This is the first water on the whole trail. There's no good streams anywhere until you get down here near the road. I'm probably about a mile from the road, give or take. Maybe a mile and a half, I can't remember. But I've been filling my water bottle up right there. And man, I never realize how much you appreciate water until you're doing something like this and you're out. Because man, I'm beat. And my urine is dark. I'm hardly peeing for one thing, but when I do, it's dark. So as soon as I drank that water, it went right to my, just felt like it made me feel alive again. Because I felt like I was just not able to function correctly. So, for lack of a better word, but it went right to my head and I feel more energetic now. So I'm ready to kill the last 2 miles. So anyway, if I don't talk to you further, no, it's been fun, but yeah, it would have been better if I could have camped, if there would have been water up there. Some more trail side damage. Look like a landslide. Anyway, at least it's not affecting anything. More trail side damage. Yeah, it's pretty bad down here. And it looks like that's the riverbed down there, the creek bed. That's the middle creek. That looks like it was probably had a raging torrent of water during Hurricane Helene. I'll show you when I get closer to it because that'll reveal the real extent of whatever damage it suffered. Oh yeah, it does look different. As I told you before, I've been here twice before and it didn't have nowhere near this level of damage. log jams, tree debris. I mean, it had a lot of boulders, don't get me wrong, but even that looks different. All in all, this area has seen its fair share of storms over the centuries, so it weathered it pretty well. No pun intended.